Hey guys, this is Nomad with Urban Nomads. So hey guys, I want to talk to you today about um, step vans. So I just discovered this whole genre of alternative living. I mean, like it seems like every day I discover something really cool. This has been such an awesome journey, at least of knowledge for me, because But anyway, so I just discovered these step vans. Now, it's interesting because I when I first got into this whole mode of like thinking out of the box, like, okay, if I didn't have to pay rent or if I wasn't paying rent, how could I live? I started seeing all kinds of solutions. And one of the solutions was trucks, like you see these giant trucks, and you're like, dang, someone could live in there, or you see a FedEx delivery truck, it's like, oh, someone could live in there, it's like, um, you just, start thinking like this. You see a bus, oh, someone could live in there. But I hadn't really seen many examples of people actually doing it. And then I watched a ton of YouTube videos about this stuff, and I stumbled on this video about this guy um, from this site called, this channel called Journey Soup, and they cover this guy. So I'm just going to show like the beginning of it, and I'll include the link below so you can go check out this video, which I highly recommend. Also, go ahead and subscribe to Journey Soup. They make some really cool videos as well. So yeah, so I'm gonna just show you a little bit.
My name is Gabriel, and this is my Chevy 1992 step van, and I've been living in it for 9 months. So I pay for my step van $4,500, and I've been finding all my materials through doing dumpster diving for wood or metal, and also from previous jobs.
Right there, you see, first of all, the cool thing about this is like it's stealthy. So, you know, the whole thing about stealth, if you don't know, is that, because of our crazy society, if you're not playing the wage, the rent slave wage game, mortgage game, whatever, the debt, slave game, then they come after you. They don't want you living in your car. They don't want you living in an RV. They don't want you living outside the system. I'm not going to get into all that right now. But the point is that, so what some people do is they just fake it and look stealthy. They make it look like, they're not living in their car or van or whatever. And there's all kinds of techniques on that. Just Google it. But one of the problems with living stealthily in a car or a van is it's small, right? Maybe if you get a Sprinter van, then then it's not as those are pretty large, right? Um, but you know, once you to get bigger than that, you have to basically go to an RV. So then you're obviously not stealthy. It's very clear you're in an RV. But this is a cool hack because in these cargo trucks, like this guy, like no one would ever suspect that he's living in this truck. He's very smart. Like, maybe he is a handyman. I don't know. I don't think he is. Maybe he is. I don't know if he is or not, but it doesn't matter. Like no one, unless they see him actually, even if they see him going in the thing, I don't think they would know. There's no way they're going to know, right? He is so smart in the way that he has hidden it in plain sight, right? Look at how beautiful this is. This is awesome. And he did all this work himself. Obviously, this is like really good filmmaking, good lighting that makes any place, these filmmakers could make a trash can look livable, but still, it's like, it's awesome what this guy has done just with his own creativity and ingenuity and initiative. I mean, okay, I'm gonna get off philosophical now. So I feel like this, and I'm not trying to say we're all victims here, but I do feel like for whatever reason our society is, has, the financial system discourages what this guy is doing, being creative. Like we all have this in us, right? But we're taught like, no, go buy it, just work in this job you hate and then take the money and just buy everything you need from us and let us finance it. And, maybe one day, way in the future, you can own something too. But in the meantime, we'll give you the happiness. Like that's what the media is saying. That's what everyone's saying. But the reality is that like we can create our own life. Like we don't need to buy all this stuff to be happy. Like I mean, look what this guy did with his own ingenuity and, his own money. Probably didn't have to borrow. I don't know if maybe he did borrow some money to it, but, he says he got most of the stuff off of, out of dumpsters and recycled places and from job sites he was working on, and, we just don't need all of that materialism that this system is making us think we need to be happy. And this guy proves it. I mean, obviously there's more to this than this, but for a single guy, this is enough. You know how many single people live in studio apartments that are about not much bigger than this, and they're paying like $1,000 a month in LA or something? It's crazy. I mean, this is so awesome. Now check out this bed here. This is really awesome. So I've seen some sites where this furniture, they have this transforming furniture, and I thought, that's really the solution in an RV or something, because then you could really maximize the space. Well, I don't know how he got the idea, if he saw one of those videos or if he just came up with it himself, but it's awesome. So, and he did all this himself. And the thing is, like, this is all on YouTube now. Like, everything you need is on YouTube. Like, you can learn anything you need, really. And it's just awesome. Like, but the part I love the most is his garden. He has this herb garden in the front of the truck, which I just thought, like, gosh, can you get any more hippie-ish than this, But it's just so cool. Like, so check this part out.
This, you guys gonna love it. I create a garden for all my greens, eatable greens, microgreens. So I have all kinds of different microgreens in here, and I kind of as well. I just reclaim material from pallets and some rocks that I've been collecting from my trip, and I created this beautiful front. I created some oxygen and some food.
But I just thought that was something else, a garden in the front of your truck. But look how huge the cab of this truck is. Like 5 people could sit, side to side in this thing. If there was an award for creativity, ingenuity, resourcefulness, this guy would get it, man. If I had an award, the Urban Nomads Award, you would get it for sure. I mean, it's just so amazing. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you. So, I saw another video. So at the RTR, the Rubber Rendezvous that RV Living gives on every year in, I think it's Arizona. I've never been, but I heard about it on YouTube. And but anyway, they have a section for step vans, and there's another lady who did a video on that. Let's see if I can show you. So there's another channel. It's a lady named Fakari, and she actually went to the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous RTR. This is it here. There's a picture of it. Where from around the world or country, all these RVers, all these alternative living van and vehicle dwellers converge for their meeting. So there's a section here that she goes to. So they have this thing. It's called Step Van Row here, right here, and that's what I first heard about from this video and from her. And you should check out her channel, which I'll include the link below.
Just follow every move. Touch me. Let me know you want it too. Don't have what you need, but I got what you want.
and she interviews the same guy, but she also interviews two other people. So you can, different, styles and things. But man, after you see this, it's like if there's anything to make you fall in love with this lifestyle and want to be a part of it, is definitely after you see her videos. I mean, these step vans are awesome. Now, the one downside, obviously, is the fact that they don't have windows. Although I guess you could cut a window out of them, out of the side. But I think part of their attraction is the stealth factor, honestly. It's like you get all the benefits of an RV, but the stealthiness of a car or a small van. Um, I mean, if you're going to put windows in it, then you might as well just get a regular RV. So I'm assuming that's the main reason. Like, so there's this guy. He was pretty cool. He what he wants to do is go around and like serve tea to people. He talks about how like he met some guy that he wants to make friends and stuff, and he met some guy that was like, yeah, I just pulled my van up in a new city and I just start giving free tea to people, and that's how I make friends and connections. And so he built this van specifically with that purpose in mind, that he's going to do the same thing. So yeah, check out her video and her channel. Yeah, man, there's so many people doing this lifestyle, and it's going to grow. The secret's out. Like, people, are going to catch on, and I don't know. I think there's going to be pushback. There's already pushback. It's going to be like the establishment versus the nomads, because we're a threat to the system doing this. Because most cities, if you think about it, they're based on property taxes, right? So unless we come up with a system where we're paying like some fee or something, uh, they're gonna fight us. But this is a way out. This is a hack, to allow us to own something, and get ahead. Instead of being slaves to these financial people. I mean, I'm gonna pause here and talk about something. So, when you think about it, like right now they talk a lot about, oh, you know, it's the 1%, own 3/4 of the property, but you don't see it, right? You're like, well, I don't know. I guess they say that, but it's just in theory, right? Like, I mean, it's just a number. Like in your day-to-day life, you don't really see it. It's like, well, if that's really true, then that means that in my day-to-day life, 75% of my interactions is probably with institutions and businesses and property owned by this 1%, right? But it's so like all encompassing that you don't realize it. And it's done in such a way. I'm not saying it's a conspiracy, but for whatever reason, it evolved to this place where it's done in such a way that it entices you, right? And I think like one of the main ways, obviously, is rent, right? Or actually, one of the main ways is loan, is debt, right? So when we borrow money, we're borrowing it from the 1% for the most part, right? And even in a case where you're renting, most of the time, the landlord had to get a mortgage, and they're just resellers of the 1%, right? So, they just work. They're like the foreman, on the plantation. Like they just work for the 1%. So they borrow money, buy some property, turn around and rent it and manage that whole process for the 1%, right? So when you pay rent, they get a cut, and then they have to pass on in the form of a mortgage payment to the 1%. Of course, everyone's running around thinking that they're going to get ahead of this game. I'm gonna borrow 200,000, I'm gonna sell it for 300,000, and that's what they want. You know, you keep doing that while they sit back in Pebble Beach and enjoy their days. It's like they just look at us little serfs and like, wow, look at them running around like that. Amazing. So this is a way out. I just thought it was absurd that, like, I'm on a tangent, I know, but for your average person, the paradigm is that, unless you inherit a bunch of property, you're going to have to go to a good school, get a good job, make a lot of money, work for like 10 years or so, save up, have high expenses, and on top of that, save a big down payment, get your credit good, and eventually you're supposed to like put this huge down payment on to borrow money to buy some very expensive property. I mean, it's just ludicrous. Like, so the cool thing about this whole alternative living thing is like it's a way, it's a hack in that system. It's a way where someone even making minimum wage, if they live within their means, they could buy a boat or buy an RV or whatever. And yeah, you have to rough it, but there's all kinds of ways to get a to make that doable. And then even if the thing you buy is depreciating, at least you're not paying the rent. I mean, hopefully your depreciation is not more than what rent you would be paying, and it probably isn't. But it's just a way to break out of that system, man. And you hear so many stories of people like, wow, I was finally able to pay off my student loans. I was finally able to be debt free. I was finally able to, save up and invest in the stuff I wanted to do. I was able to have more time. So I could just kill myself, honestly, for not seeing this sooner. I look back at my life and all the struggles I had, and I'd say good 75% or 50% of that struggle was trying to pay rent, and yeah. So yeah, check it out, step vans. They're awesome. Okay, like again, if you have any questions or anything, leave them in the comments. Again, I don't know everything about step vans. I'm just learning like you. So if you have any comments on that, like pros and cons of step vans, more ideas, more resources, um, please put it in the comments and let's learn from each other. Okay, I'll talk to you soon.